If I had been just 5 seconds later that evening, this tiny stray cat might not have survived. It was raining lightly, and the street was already growing dark. Cars passed by without slowing down. People hurried home, and no one seemed to notice the small life shaking under a parked car. But then I heard it, a weak, broken meow. It was so soft that I almost thought I imagined it. I stopped, looked around, and then I saw her. She was curled up under the car, soaked from the rain, covered in mud, and trembling from fear. One of her paws was injured, and her little body looked so weak that it seemed like she had nothing left to give. Her eyes were filled with pain, but more than that, they were filled with fear. It was the kind of fear that comes from being ignored for too long, from surviving alone, from learning that the world is not always kind. I slowly bent down and spoke as gently as I could. I didn't want to scare her. I placed a little food near her, hoping she might come closer, but she didn't move. She looked at the food, then back at me, too afraid to trust, too tired to try. That was the moment I realized this wasn't just a stray cat looking for food. This was a life hanging by a thread. I knew I couldn't leave her there. Very carefully, I reached out with a towel and wrapped her in it. She tried to resist, but she was too weak. Her tiny body was ice cold from the rain, and as I lifted her into my arms, I could feel just how fragile she really was. I hurried through the wet street and took her straight to the nearest veterinary clinic. The vet examined her right away. Her paw was infected, her body was dehydrated, and she hadn't eaten properly in a long time. The doctor told me that if she had stayed out there much longer, she might not have made it. Hearing that hit me hard. Just minutes earlier, she had been alone in the rain, invisible to the world, and now she was finally getting a chance to live. She was treated, cleaned, and given the care she desperately needed. Even while she lay on that table, exhausted and frightened, her eyes kept following me, as if she was asking one silent question: "Are you going to leave me too?" That night, I brought her home. I made a small bed for her in a basket with a soft blanket. I placed food and water nearby and kept the room quiet so she could rest. At first, she didn't eat much. She didn't move much either. She just lay there, breathing softly, still unsure if she was really safe. I checked on her again and again that night, afraid that if I looked away for too long, she might slip away. But by morning, something had changed. She was still weak, still cautious, but there was something different in her eyes. The panic was not as sharp. The fear was still there, but now it was mixed with something else, the smallest spark of hope. Day by day, she began to recover. Her wound was cleaned and treated. She started eating little by little. She drank water, rested, and slowly regained her strength. At first, every sudden sound made her freeze. Every movement made her nervous. It was clear that life on the street had taught her to expect danger at every turn. But in this home, no one shouted at her, no one chased her away, and no one left her hungry. For the first few days, she stayed in her corner and watched everything carefully. Then one day, she took a few quiet steps toward me. Another day, she sat a little closer. And then one evening, while I was sitting on the floor, she came over and sat beside my feet. That small moment meant everything. It was the first time she chose trust over fear. As the weeks passed, the transformation was incredible. The muddy, trembling stray I had found under a car was slowly becoming a completely different cat. Her fur became cleaner and softer. Her eyes became brighter. The pain in her face disappeared, replaced by calm curiosity. She started exploring the room, looking out the window, and even playing a little. Then came the day she truly seemed happy. She chased a toy across the floor, stopped, looked at me, and for the first time, I saw something beautiful in her expression. Joy, real joy. Not survival, not fear, not caution, just joy. It was the kind of moment that makes you realize how deeply an animal can feel safety, love, and relief. The cat who once hid from the world was now sleeping peacefully in my lap. And that's when I understood something important. I thought I was the one rescuing her, but in many ways, she rescued something in me too. She reminded me that compassion matters, that stopping for one small life can change everything, that sometimes the difference between life and death is simply whether someone chooses to care. She is not just a stray cat anymore. She is home. She is safe, warm, fed, and loved. She no longer has to sleep under cars or search through garbage to survive. She no longer has to tremble through cold nights, wondering if she'll make it until morning. Now she has a name, a bed, a window full of sunlight, and a place where she belongs. From street to safe home, her journey was more than a rescue story. It was a story of pain, survival, trust, healing, and love. A reminder that even the smallest act of kindness can give a broken life a brand new beginning. And every time I see her sleeping peacefully now, I think back to that rainy evening and that tiny, desperate meow. Because on that day, one little cat asked the world for help. And this time, someone finally answered.